Do you prefer wings that are grilled or deep fried? But what if I were to tell you that you could get the best of both worlds? The crispy skin of a fried wing and the smoky flavor of a grilled wing. Well, let me introduce you to the smo-fried wing, a wing that has been smoked and then deep fried. Now, is this method legit or is it all hype? Well, in this video, we're gonna find out.
I'm going to use my 22-inch Weber Smoky Mountain, but you can use any smoker you might have. I'm going to fill a 3/4 chimney and light it up. I'm using a paper towel drenched in oil. Once lit, I'm going to remove the chimney and pour a layer of unlit charcoals. And then pour the lit charcoals on top. Next, I'll assemble the WSM. I'm not using the water bowl in this cook. I want hotter temperatures and a little direct grilling flavor on these wings. I'll place in my grate and spray them with oil. I'll cover. And while it gets up to temperature, I'm going to prep these wings. I love my side table mod, and if you're interested in the assembly, be sure to check out my Cajun Bandit side table video. Now, to save prep up time, these wings have not been broken up into party wings, but I'm going to dust them with a little Postal Barbecue Original Rub. I normally lay these wings flat on a sheet so I can season evenly, but sometimes we just gotta keep things simple and not dirty up too many dishes. When seasoning in a bowl like this, be sure to season lightly and mix up frequently so all the wings get seasoned evenly. Now, the great thing about this rub is since it contains a little paprika, the colors kind of let you know if the wings have been seasoned evenly. Keep on mixing. Season some more. And mix again. Around the time you feel a little confident that your wings are seasoned properly, your grill will probably be up to temperature. Let's place in these wings. I went with the Weber Smoky Mountain exclusively since I could use the real estate of the full 22-inch grate. I don't think I'd be able to fit these many wings on the 22-inch kettle using indirect cooking. Now, the plan of attack is I'm going to smoke these wings for maybe 45 minutes around 275 degrees. Now, once the wings reach an internal temperature about 150, I'm going to remove and deep fry in some hot oil. The wings will be pulled when the skin is nice and crispy and have reached internal temperatures of around 175 degrees. At that point, I'm going to toss in with some hot sauce and enjoy.
Now, this video is part of a collaboration with other food content creators, so be sure to check out their videos next. We're using the hashtag JanuWings.
Once I got all my wings on here, I'm going to hit it with some additional seasons so it gives the wings a bit more texture. As you can clearly see, these are probably about 16 whole wings here, and I probably could have placed twice as many wings on here if I really wanted. The center one kind of has my name written all over it, so I'm going to keep a close watch on this bad boy.
For the WSM temperature, I'm going to be happy if I reach temperatures between 275 and 300. To achieve that, I have my bottom 3 vents set wide open, and the top vent is also set to wide open. From experience, this will get me to around 300 degrees. Once it gets close to that, I'll close up the bottom vents to half open so it doesn't get too hot on me. I think if I were to do this cook again, I'd go a little lower in temperature, maybe around the 225 range. Now, the reasons are mainly because 1, the wing would have stayed on the smoker for a lot longer and picked up a little bit more smoke flavor, and 2, I would have removed the wings a little earlier, say around 130 degrees. This way, the wings would have stayed on the hot oil for a lot longer and gotten extra crispy.
Once the wings reach 100 degrees, you'll want to flip. This step probably is a little unnecessary since the heat isn't hot enough to char the wings, but I did it anyways. Now, if you're running hotter, you'll probably want to flip every 20 minutes or so.
Now, if anyone is interested in more WSM cooks, let me know down in the comments with a hashtag #MoreWSM. Stay until the end. I'm going to share 2 methods to get crispy wings on the kettle.
Let's cover up and let's get that oil going. I'm going to use the side burner on my gas grill. I've also could have placed my cast iron pot inside the Weber Smoky Mountain, so it heats up the oil, but a live fire and a hot oil just seems like a recipe for disaster, so I kept it separate. Let's check on these wings. Remove the wings once they hit around 155 degrees Fahrenheit, internal temperature. For those that like timestamps, this took about 45 minutes. They'll finish cooking and crisp up when they are fried. Once we remove all the wings, let's check on the oil. I want my oil to stay at a temperature between 350 and 375. Once the oil hits this temperature, I'll drop in my smoked wing for about 2 to 3 minutes until they reach your desired color. Now this can look very scary. The moisture in the wing is what's causing all of this oil excitement. But be very careful with this step and do not use too much oil. Now if you're concerned, you might also turn off the burner momentarily when you drop in the wings, and then turn it back on once the oil has settled. Even safer option is to use a deep fryer if you have it. Check for crispiness and remove. Now the first batch was temping at 175 degrees Fahrenheit, but I didn't feel that they were that crispy. The next couple of wings were left in the oil for an extra minute. The wings then reached more towards a high 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and this provided a nice crispiness to the wing. Aside from the initial volatile oil, it does calm down a bit. Just remember to keep an eye on the oil temperatures and don't let it get hotter than 400 degrees or lower than 325. And this goes without saying twice, but be very careful not to burn yourself. Use gloves as much as possible.
Okay, so this method is proving to be a little messy, but is the taste going to be worth it? Let's find out.
These wings look very nice and it's time for a taste test.
So yeah, smo-fried wings, right? Let's give it a taste. Ooh, really still super hot. Let's take it right into the flat. This is good. Could taste that grill flavor and that texture that only deep frying chicken wings could give you. Perfectly done. For the first time me doing this, it came out really, really good. Now I will say that the ones that were left like 5 minutes more turned out the better of the first batch that I did. As you can see, they got a little bit more color than the others. But other than that, these are perfect. And I really don't need to sauce these, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little buffalo sauce, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that done.
Now for the hot sauce, I'm adding a little stick of butter and melting it. And then I'm dropping in some Dave's hot sauce. Let's toss some wings in with the sauce and presto! Now just when I thought these couldn't look any better, adding the sauce really spiked up the appearance. But what do you think? Do they look better? Let's give it a taste test.
All right, we know things are about to get messy here. But who cares, right? Yeah, there we go. Holy Now I know I said these wings didn't need any sauce, but adding that Frank's red sauce on them, perfect. Yes, it's gonna get dirty, but it's well worth it. So my thought, dealing with hot oil for deep frying can be a little sketchy, and it might not be worth it, especially since you can get a perfectly crispy wing on the kettle without the use of deep frying. Now, if you want to unlock 2 tried and true methods for getting that crispy chicken wing on the kettle without any deep frying, then be sure to check out this video next.